is from the Common Prayer Book of the Church of Uganda, which is on page 42 of that prayer book. And the prayer book itself was written in 1662. And it says in Uganda, balekanga bye basande kukola, ne bakola bye batasande kukola, n'amazima tegali mu bo. They left undone what they ought to have done, and they did that they ought not to have done, and there's no truth in them. This is on page 42 in the Book of Common Prayer of 1662 of the Church of Uganda. This is one of the many scripture pieces that stuck in my head. I remember the Reverend Kariahwari always reciting this portion. How well it describes many situations in the world and especially in Africa today. However, in the last 60 years or so, but especially after 1965, what became the NRM has been defogging, to remove the fog, okujja k'olufu, has been defogging this confusion and disorientation. Because that's what the prayer book talks about. It is fogging, creating fog. Balekanga bye basande kukola, ne bakola bye batasande kukola. They leave undone what they ought to do, they do what they ought not to do, because they don't see properly. So that's why we talk of defogging, remove the fog. Okujjako orufu, okuyaho oruho. Therefore today, on the 61st anniversary of Uganda's independence, it is crucial to restate clearly again the essential ingredients of success for Uganda and maybe the wider Africa. So, if we are not going to be like those people, abalekanga bye basande kukola, ne bakola bye batasande kukola, what should we emphasize on? If we are not going to be like those who left, who did what they ought not to have done, and they did that they ought not to have done, and there's no truth in them, what do we do? Here below are the crucial ingredients. First and foremost, we reject the pseudo-ideology of emphasizing the politics of identity, and we emphasize the politics of interests. While we recognize and respect the respective identities of our people, according to religion, according to tribes, according to gender, we insist that in order to ensure the economic and social prosperity of our people, we must not forget their needs. And what are these needs? Food, jobs, market for their products, sources of raw materials for their industries, shelter, etc. Since 1965, the NRM has been insisting that although our people belong to different tribes and to different religions, etc., they first of all have similar needs: hunger, poverty, shelter, poor infrastructure, inadequate clothing, health, etc. And secondly, they need the supra-tribal Ugandan market and the Pan-African market for their products to ensure their prosperity. This is where we separate with the opportunists who keep talking about identity, Amawanga, tribes, religion, and so on. But me, as a cattle keeper, yes, I have got other cattle keepers who stay near me. But the people who buy my milk, who buy my beef, who buy my bananas, are not my neighbors. This is because my neighbors have what I have. They have milk, I have milk. They have beef, I have beef. They have bananas, I have bananas. So how do they help me? The people who help me are the other Ugandans who are doing different things. They are the ones who buy what I have, and I also buy what they have, which I don't have. So that's why we reject the emphasis on identity politics. Yes, we are Banyankore, yes, we are Baganda, but so what? What are our interests? What are the interests of the Muganda? What are the interests of the Muchori? With tribal solidarity solve his problems. Their Achoris are all producing sim-sim. This one is sim-sim, the other one is sim-sim. They can't buy from one another because they have similar products. So, who are the ones who buy the sim-sim of the Achoris? We, the people of Kampala. I don't grow sim-sim, so I buy it. Therefore, the prosperity of our Acholi people is based on my pocket. I am the one who buys the sim-sim. So if an Acholi builds a good house, it is because of my pocket. Me who is not an Acholi. So therefore, we reject, we call this pseudo-ideology. And we are saying that prosperity, okubeera obulungi kw'abantu baffe, will come from our people selling their products to the Ugandan market and to the African market. And that's why we say patriotism, love Uganda. Pan-Africanism, love Africa. And we reject the sectarianism where they talk of moyo gwa gwanga meaning the spirit of the tribe. The spirit of the tribe. For us we say moyo gwa Uganda, moyo gwa Africa. Hence, the two principles of the NRM, of patriotism and Pan-Africanism. Otherwise, we have told you repeatedly, we shall build a Latin America in Africa instead of building a United States of Africa in Africa. You all watch on TV channels the misery of the Latin American populations, walking on foot, fleeing man-made poverty in their respective countries, their tremendous natural resources, the rivers, the forests, the minerals, the good climate for some of them, the ancient heritage of indigenous Indian peoples, etc., and culture notwithstanding, to the man-made affluence in the United States, simply because the latter, the USA, emphasized integration, while the former Latin America emphasized fragmentation. I must apologize that I didn't alert my team to put these pictures here, but they're in the booklet, they're here. To see you, oh, where are they? You have them? Ng'abantu bange kati bakola. Now, all those are people who are running you from poverty in South America. You show the lining, when they are lining up. There you can see it. Now you look. All those people, put the other one, leave it there. All those people are lining up to enter the United States, which is supposed to be heaven on earth, running away from Latin America. And yet Latin America is much richer than the United States in terms of natural resources. If you look at the rivers, the forests, the minerals, Latin America is much richer than the United States. But they are badly organized, they are fragmented economically. You don't have a market. When you produce, Guatemala, 5 million people, Honduras, I don't know what, you don't have where you can sell your products. In the United States, you have got a huge area, 3 million square miles of land, 320 million people, I think now. So if you are there, you sell your products, all those buy from you. If I was in the United States, I would be a billionaire by now. I would be selling my milk to 320 million people. But here, you Ugandans, sometimes you buy my milk, sometimes you don't buy. Then I must beg Kenya. Once the milk gets to the border with Kenya, they stop it. This is another country. It goes to Rwanda, they stop it. Congo. So that's why you still see that I am Mr. Museveni like you people. Otherwise, I would be a billionaire by now. If I had a big market where my products would go automatically without stop, start. So, those who emphasize tribes, emphasize religion sectarianism, emphasize gender chauvinism, they want to turn us into a Latin America in Africa. And yet, we, the freedom movement, want to build a United States of Africa in Africa, a united Africa. This has been our struggle from the 1960s. So this is point number one. There are other pictures. Show the other pictures if you have them. Show them and we move.
Thousands of migrants and refugees have crossed into the United States in recent days, with many more arriving by the day.
We are fleeing our country. We are fleeing gangs who have killed our family and hurt us a lot. We need their U.S. support to enter this country.